Hey, welcome to the Social Space. This is the show all about Wichita Falls, Texas, and the whole wide world. Today's show is about safety. I am Eric Crossland, host number 4 in popularity. Right here to my left is Jackie Hager. How you doing, Jackie?
I'm good. I'm excited about this one. We have 2 great guests.
I would love it one time if we started the show and you said, I'm not very excited about this one. Could take it or leave it.
You know, Andrew said this was going to be a boring show.
To your left is Andrew Bell.
Yes, you did.
He claimed it was going to be a boring topic. How dare you say that in front of our guests?
Yeah. Where do I rank as a host?
Let's see, I'm 4, you're 3rd.
Oh, okay.
And Jackie's 1, Brittany's 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really? And who decided all that?
I just picked the ladies first. I just
Yeah.
feel nice. But now if you're going by teeth, it's Andrew. To my right, our first guest today, going to help us talk about safety, Dr. Adam Schwalm. I'm going to call you Dr. S from here on out.
Yeah.
Dr. S is great. Thank you so much for having
Thanks
me. I
for
really
coming.
appreciate it.
You're going to be our safety, one of our 2 safety experts
Absolutely.
today. So, of course, you know, we got 4th of July coming up. People like to have their home fireworks set up.
Absolutely.
Do you have any tips for people who decide they're going to set off their own fireworks shows?
Every single year, without fail, we hear about someone losing fingers, getting severely burnt, and unfortunately, some cases worse. My number 1 recommendation, honestly, is to leave it to the professionals. I know that Shepherd Air Force Base this year and the city of Wichita Falls are going to put on a fantastic fireworks show out near the base. I can almost assure you it's going to be better than anything you could put on in your backyard. And additionally, if we just have to set off some fireworks in our backyard, let's leave it to adults. Keep the kids out of the situation. I think one of the things that I notice the most and things that I hear about the most are sparkler injuries.
Really?
We have all the fun videos of making hearts and circles and all these things with our sparklers, and our camera picks it up really nicely. I think what a lot of parents don't realize is that sparklers burn at about 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
And much hotter than the grill that you're also grilling hot dogs and burgers on at the same time, right?
Wow.
And we can have some pretty significant injuries if one of those sparklers gets on your skin, let alone eye, mouth, anything along those lines.
It's weird that that's the one holiday where everyone tries to do it themselves. You don't see people on the Parade of Lights putting their own parade in there. Like, I'll do this one myself. Like,
It does sound fun, though.
we gotta do that.
It is.
We all love explosions. Americans love explosions, dang it. But yeah, go out and watch Shepherds.
Playing with amateur bombs for some reason is encouraged during that day of the year, and so I would suggest let's let the professionals handle the entertainment that night.
That was the name of my band in high school, Playing with Amateur Bombs.
Gosh. You know, it's that time of year also that, snakes begin to come out, and my wife and I, our house backs up to a creek when it rains like this. It kind of makes me a little paranoid when the kids are in the backyard playing, if there possibly might be a snake. You know, like what is some advice that you would give me, just to keep my kids safe and if a snake happens to come along?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So step 1 is if the kids are going to be playing in the creek, if they're going to be out kind of in nature, which I certainly encourage. That's fantastic for kids to do that kind of stuff. Adult supervision is paramount in those situations, not just for snakes, but for all kinds of things. But if we do suspect that a snake bite happens, we really just need to seek medical attention immediately. I do not recommend combat with the snake. So many people feel the need to immediattle kill the snake, right? So they have, I don't know if they want a trophy or they want to be able to bring it to the ER and say that here's the snake that got him. That would not be my recommendation. We really just need to get to the ER. Based on sometimes some lab work that can be done, occasionally the description of the snake, the physician there will be able to decide whether or not this was likely a venomous snake or not. But at the very least, that child or even adult should be evaluated by a health professional pretty immediately. Having said that, snakes are a part of nature, right? I mean, we're going to see them. I live in a subdivision. I've seen them this year already. We just need to give them their respectful space and let them be. Because I also think a lot of times some of these bites happen when we're going after them with shovels or rakes or whatever, anything like that.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, as a pediatrician at the clinics of North Texas, you've probably just about seen it all. So first, I want to say thank you for choosing Wichita Falls as your home. We love having you and your family here. I would think one of the questions you might get asked a lot by moms is, how often should we apply sunscreen? And how important are sunshades in the bright sun if you're at the pool or at Castaway Cove or if you're at the lake?
Absolutely, and during the summer, that's pretty much a key aspect of all of my well child discussions during this time of year. So sun intensity is worse from about 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's really when we're going to get the bulk of our sunburns. That's when the ultraviolet light from the sun is the most significant. Kids under 6 months of age, I would really prefer just to not be out in that direct sunlight. Kids older than that, if we are going to be out at the pool, like you said, Castaway Cove or anything along those lines, if we can apply sunscreen of at least 15 SPF, preferably 30 to 50 range, 30 minutes before going out. That's how long it really takes for the sunscreen to set in and reach its max effectiveness. Additionally, at that point, reapplying every 2 hours is really the right thing to do, or immediately after swimming. So if we apply 30 minutes, we get in the pool, we play for 30 minutes, hour, however long you want to play in the pool, and then get out, we really should apply, because a lot of that sunscreen has fallen off while we're in the pool, even though it says water resistant or anything like that.
You know, I love summer because this is the time kids can be kids. But it's also the time where safety really needs to come to the forefront. So I'm just grateful. You've got a whole team of pediatricians over there with you at the clinics of North Texas, and we're just lucky to have that whole group. So thanks for sharing some great things for us to keep not only our kids, but our grandkids safe.
Absolutely. So happy to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
I think the one piece of advice Andrew could take away is don't just close the door when your kids are out playing in the creek.
Hey, no, I'm out there playing. If we're at the ocean, I'm diving in the water with them.
We played in a lot of creeks when I was a kid. That was a big part
Oh
of
my
growing
gosh,
up.
we would swim in the cow tanks, and we would take off sometimes in the morning and not come home till late afternoon.
That's how it was.
Yeah.
At one point, I would worry, like, did my parents not worried that I'm not coming back?
Yeah, or I'd be at my grandparents' house and we'd take off on our bikes and we would go for hours. Not quite that way today, is it? Yeah.
Adam, you're new to Wichita Falls. So, like, what is your favorite thing about Wichita Falls? Or like,
My family and I have been welcomed with open arms by this community, whether it be by neighbors or our church community or honestly just going to restaurants. We feel so welcomed here. Wichita Falls has exceeded our expectations as far as friendliness and welcoming goes, and it's really a place that after even a few months, my wife and I could see ourselves spending the rest of our lives here, truthfully.
Let's put that on the commercial for Wichita Falls.
Awesome.
Dr. Ash, thank you for being here. What we got to do is we got to take a break. We're going to probably look at some cute kids that are needing to be safe this summer. When we come back, Sydney Ameluxen is going to be here. She works up at Castaway Cove, and she's going to be more specifically about safety at the pool and stuff like that. And we're going to talk to her about all that stuff. Excellent. Thanks again for being here. We'll be right back with more of the Social Space.
Good afternoon. I'm Brigadier General Kenyon Bell. I'm the commander of the 82nd Training Wing, and I'm here with our Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Dina Mosley. And we're proud once again to bring you Shepherd Speaks. This is our opportunity to highlight one of our units here who supports our mission of training, developing, and inspiring a ready lethal force. Today, we're going to be with the 364th Training Squadron, looking at our POL course, our petroleum, oil, and lubricants. And Chief, they do some critical stuff here in POL.
They do, and I'm super excited to be with our folks here. So petroleum.
Hey, welcome back to the Social Space Safety episode. I'm Eric Crossland.
Jackie Hager.
I'm Andrew Bell.
Eating his words. Yeah. It turned out to be interesting. And to continue the interestingness from Castaway Cove, Sydney Ameluxen. Nice. Thanks for showing up here.
Yeah,
Sydney.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're going to give us the. So, what is your job title there at Castaway Cove?
So I am an assistant manager for aquatics and revenue.
So, you were a lifeguard up there at some point?
Yeah, when I was in high school, I was a lifeguard, a lead lifeguard, and then an aquatics supervisor. And then I went away for college for 4 years, and now I'm back.
Aquatic supervisor is
Yes.
something I would say to impress people. Aquatic supervisor. Sounds very professional.
Oh yeah.
Jackie, you want to start this one up?
I do. So, it's summer season, and I think there's going to be a lot of staycations this summer. People want to travel because they're worried about what's going on. So, how important is water safety as these families come barreling into the park?
Yeah, water safety is honestly one of the most important things you can pay attention to, especially at a water park. Like drowning is one of the big things we need to talk about, especially with some things going on lately. Drowning is one of the leading causes of death with children. In 2017, 1,000 children actually died from it in the U.S., which is really sad. And 1 in 5 people who actually do drown are children, which is also really terrifying because, with summer, everyone goes to the park, everyone goes to pools, and parents just kind of let their kids roam free in the water. But it is super important. And yeah.
So swimming lessons are probably important.
Swimming
at a young
lessons,
age. We got them
yes.
at really young
Yeah.
age.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
swimming
just being
lessons for sure.
observant, not only of your kids, but the kids around your kids.
Exactly. If you're observant watching your own child, you can help save someone else.
Yes.
Was that one of the things when you were a lifeguard? There's so many kids. What are the signs that someone's in trouble that
Yeah.
you guys would look out for?
Yeah, so when you're scanning the water, you scan from the bottom first. So it goes bottom, middle, and then top. So you can definitely see like more high-risk areas. So while you're scanning, you're looking around and you're trying to remember every single thing you saw as you're scanning through the water, because each scan should take about 15 seconds to move from one side to the next. So it's honestly a lot going on in your head.
Yeah.
And then as you work your way up, that's where like the less like risky situations are going to be at. But most kids will be in distress first before actual drowning will occur. So distress is where you'll see like the splashing and like the help or the struggling, but drowning overall is really silent because you're under the water, your lungs are filling with water, and you can't breathe.
Sydney, my family loves to go to Castaway Cove a couple of times this summer, and we've always enjoyed it. Can you give us just some safety tips as we enter the park and kind of start to branch out a little bit and do our own thing?
Yeah, of course. So at Castaway Cove Water Park, we obviously have lifeguards everywhere who are always watching everything, but it's also super important that parents watch. You need to be watching your kids, whether it's watching them from just like right outside the water or you're actually in the water with them. You shouldn't be on your phone, you shouldn't be off somewhere else in the park, especially if they're younger children and you know they don't know how to swim. We do also offer U.S. Coast Guard approved life jackets for children who can't swim. So that's also really helpful, but you should not just rely on the life jackets. Yeah.
Casey, my wife, she teaches swim lessons. And boy, she will whip you into shape.
Yeah. I think
Someone doesn't laugh.
I think it's every parent's nightmare. So I think that saying, it takes a village. If all of the adults' eyes are on all of the kids at all times.
Right.
It's not a place for parents to go and maybe fall asleep.
Exactly.
It might be, you might be walking around the park seeing where your kids are at all times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sydney, I always thought wearing sunglasses at the pool was just to look cool, to check people out without them knowing they're checking you out. I'm a real creeper. But it's actually good for your eyes.
Right, it is. Yeah, so sunglasses, other than just being a fashion statement to look really cool, they really help block out UVA and UVB rays from the sun, and they also help protect from diseases that can occur, such as retina damage, cataracts, and a lot of people don't think about it, but the skin around your eyes is really sensitive, and you don't always put sunscreen there, so they also help prevent skin cancer from happening there.
What about wearing sunglasses inside? Is that
I mean,
is that good practice?
Yeah. Let's call Dwayne Bell. Let's feedback on that.
Is it because the sun is reflecting more off the water and stuff? Okay.
yeah,
I didn't know that.
honestly, like, polarized glasses help with the glare from the water, but you don't necessarily need polarized glasses, as long as they're 100% UVA, UVB resistant.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Sydney. We really appreciate you.
of
See,
course.
Andrew, two
double.
not boring guests.
Yes.
Yeah.
What we're going to do is we're going to take a break. We're going to do our third segment. We're going to get Brittany Douglas in here. We're going to discuss topics with her. So thank you for joining us. We're going to be right back with more Social Space. Thank you.
Yay.
Y'all smell a carrot down there?
Daddy, every night he told me not to go to work.
Welcome back to the Social Space. Hey, look, Brittany Douglas is with us now.
Yay.
That means questions, Brittany.
Wow!
Andrew,
welcome.
Jackie, Eric, Brittany, we're all four here. You know this is the time where we do discussion
Yes.
topics, guys. Here we go. The first one. I got it written down here. If you could eliminate one thing you do every day, for instance, if you didn't have to brush your teeth, if they were just magically cleaned for you, what would you eliminate, Andrew?
So, my youngest daughter, every night before she goes to bed, she tells me, Daddy, don't go to work tomorrow. And then, so the morning comes and she sees that I have on work clothes and she asks me, Daddy, what are you doing? And I say, I'm going to work. And she'll say, Daddy, I told you last night not to go to work anymore. So it would be that.
He's making a shameless plug.
Thanks, Andrew.
My children love me so much. We've got an overlay video of your
my
daughter so
gosh.
people see how cute and small this
Yes,
person is.
Quinn.
She's been on a couple of
I
players,
think,
but
okay, when she's 13, she's going to want you to go to work.
Yeah. I'm really not that fun, I don't think.
if you could get that on video before we post this, to
Yeah,
Channel
we
6
should.
on
Let's
Saturday.
do it.
Okay.
Let's get her to
What
say
did you tell
that.
me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great. All right, Jackie.
I would give up sleep. I mean, literally, if I never,
She would work more.
Yeah.
I would just keep working. If I never had to go to sleep,
Wow.
I would just like take a pill, be energized again, keep going.
How many hours do you think of sleep you get at night?
It varies, but 4, 5-ish,
Ugh.
sometimes 6-ish.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I got to do 8. What do you guys do?
Me too.
Yeah.
8.
I'm
8,
full
for
8.
sure.
Well, that's why Jackie owns the business and we work for her. That's those extra hours.
I'm telling you.
Brittany, what would you give up if you could?
Well, I have boys all in my house, 2 small boys and a husband.
And they're like, go to work, Brittany.
They
Mom.
want me to go to work, yes. But I think that they wear something for 2 seconds and just throw it in the hamper because it's easier.
Uh-huh.
So I would just give up folding laundry, doing laundry all together.
That's a good
That's
one.
a
You
good
know?
Do you
one.
have to fold little boys' clothes? Do they care?
Well, I do fold it, but they do not care. They just throw it in their drawers. But yeah, that's something I would give up for sure.
Okay. If I could give up one thing, it'd be crystal meth.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
And you still sleep 8 hours.
I'll tell you, I hate choosing clothes to wear for the day. There was a while where I worked at the city where I did the Steve Jobs thing and wore a black polo shirt every single
my
day.
gosh.
Not just the same one. I had like 5 because it
Yes.
was just a lot. Like I don't want to make this decision, and that's what I do.
You know, Jackie and I are pretty familiar with this situation.
We are.
Because
We are.
A loved previous member of Hager Communications.
loved one.
Yes. Did the same thing.
thing.
Yeah.
He bought 5 black pearl
5
snaps.
black pearl snaps
Oh,
and
meet
wore
this
them
guy.
5 days a week.
This guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got too much going on in your brain. You got to make it. I do.
Love you, Simeon.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's great. He is the best. All right. Hayden, can you bring us to our next topic? All right. So if you could try out any job for 1 week, you got to work it for a week, what job would you pick? For instance, I don't know what job. That's not, I mean, he doesn't cut down trees with that little axe. What do you think he does? No?
Nothing.
Brittany, we're starting with you. What would you do? What job would you do for 1 week?
This is so easy. I would definitely work in the FBI or CSI or something in forensics, but I'd want a really cool case.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go on a boring week. I'd want
want a
a
murder.
cold case, a high, intense, like publicized, whatever, crime.
What do you like about that sort of stuff?
I just think it's interesting.
Like
It's
the discovery.
analyzing all of the crime scene itself, and then going back and looking into video surveillance.
Like
and,
the Bone Collector.
Yeah.
You remember that movie?
Yes, that's a great movie. That is so intriguing to me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. I'll go next. I would be a locomotive driver, a train driver. We were. I've been just being downtown. I'm so interested in these train drivers now.
Yeah.
Because they come through at 3 in the morning and give you 4. And on the third one, you're like, oh, it's got to be done now. And they put this last obnoxious one on you where they're just like, everybody's sleeping, huh?
That would be Jackie on no sleep.
And I imagine while you're the only one on, these are cargo trains, these here, so they're not passengers, you're the only one on there. While it's going straight, couldn't you jump out and get on top and do like the Teen Wolf thing and have little pretend like Western fights? You would just see me just look as the driver just on top of the train surfing. Yeah. It'd be great. And then you also get to ruin people's sleep. Jackie.
I want to be for a solid week, and I really want to do this, so I think I should make it happen. I want to be the top deck tour guide of the double-deck red tour bus in New York City.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
I want to be on
perfect at that.
Yeah. I want to be on the top deck, just taking them through the city, whether it's the downtown tour, the uptown tour, the Harlem tour. I'm taking them.
Oh, you'd be great at that.
Wouldn't that be fun?
During the
Yes.
after-hour art walks, they have the trolley going around, and they have people be the tour guide. They mistakenly let me and Ben do that one time, and we just told everybody erroneous information.
I will tell you that in all the times that I go to New York City, if I ever have some free time, I always hop on one. I've been on them a million times.
Yeah.
But I'll go up to the top, especially on a sunshiny day, just to take it in because I want to see how good the tour guide is that day.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Do you have a good one every time?
No, but when I have a good one, it's just so much fun.
memorable.
I mean, they'll really get animated and tell you some great extra things.
I wonder if you could make that happen.
I'm going to make it happen. I think I should.
We should all try to make
Let's
ours
go to
happen.
New York City.
Let's do it.
Andrew, what would you do?
I think my dream job might be.
Dream job.
Is it dream job?
Just if you could do a job for a week.
Oh, just a job for a week. Excuse me.
I wouldn't want to drive that train. It's not my dream job. I want to do it for a week.
Let me start that over.
I don't think it was Jackie's dream job
I don't
either.
know if that's my dream job, but I think I should do it.
For a
And
week.
so if I had a job for a week, it would be involved in the NFL.
Oh, here
I
we
would
go.
be some sort of scout, and it would be around draft time because I think that process is really interesting to watch players go before they should or projected, just something like that. I really love sports, and so I think that would be a lot of fun.
You get to go to the combine and watch all their skills,
Yeah.
sit up on the games and take notes.
I watch it on television. Casey just thinks it's so weird for me to watch people run a 40-yard dash.
Yeah,
and be
you
like,
watch
"Man,
the
that was
draft.
fast."
You watch the draft and all that
Oh, yeah.
stuff. Yeah, see, I'm a fan, but I don't do all the little.
Do you
minutia.
take notes and everything
No.
when you're watching this?
No, and I really don't start to pay attention until like a couple weeks before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean I'm not die hard, but I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that August weekend's coming up, that man's weekend.
Yeah, it is.
Thankfully, we're gonna be playing some NFL.
Yeah.
All right, hey, thanks guys. What another good show in the bag. We'd like to thank KAUZ for letting us do this each and every week on their wonderful channel. Next week, Jackie, what's the topic?
How to fly on an airplane during a pandemic. What is a flight attendant's perspective? And what's a pilot's perspective?
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys. We'll see you out here next week. On behalf of Brittany Douglas and Andrew Bell and Jackie Hager, I'm Eric Crossland. We had Hayden Gerstner back there running this thing.
Yes.
This has been The Social Space.